Hey, welcome to another episode of Spritz of Wisdom. Let's begin, like we do every single week, with my sip of the week. These are my highs and lows of the previous week living here in South Italy. Starting with the highs, look what's back. If you're watching this on video, you will notice that I have been reunited with my Rode Pod mic. They replaced it under warranty, and I am so thrilled to see it back. Let's hope it's second time lucky. But honestly, the service was pretty good, actually. I cannot complain at all. So I'm really, really happy about it and just hopeful that I don't have any more issues. The other really good thing about the last week here in South Italy is that the clocks have gone forward and it means lighter evenings. In fact, I'm filming this at 6 p.m. of an evening and it's still light outside. And this makes me feel so happy because honestly, lighter evenings means life outdoors. Spring and summer are when people really start to live outdoors more, and it's a wonderful vibe here in Italy. And I almost feel like in the run up to Easter, especially like this week is Holy Week, you find that there's not many activities happening apart from like religious based ones. But as soon as Easter weekend hits and you have like the weather getting better, this is when the festivals begin and all the outdoor events begin. And it's just a great time to be here in Italy. So I am super, super excited for the changing season and for the clocks having gone forward. What other highs of the past week? Well, feeling super grateful as always for everything that I'm building and growing and developing. And I'm so proud of the community that I'm building over in the Aperitivo Lounge, but also through my social platforms as well. And it means the world to me that I can help so many of you to come here and move to Italy and build a thriving life. So a lot of gratitude there. Now, in terms of lows of the past week, well, I guess the low is really the theme of today's full pour, because I realized in this past week that I have somebody who's trying to copy exactly what I'm doing with my community. Now, I guess you could say that I saw this coming. I knew that once I launched my Aperitivo Lounge community, it would draw interest. People would start to see how it would go. You have that period where people are looking to see what's happening with it. And I just happened to do a search within school, which is the platform that I use for my community, the other day. And I was just searching like Italy. And lo and behold, this community popped up, and it was created in February of this year. So, of course, after I started the Aperitivo Lounge. And it was interesting because the wording of the kind of intro was exactly like the kind of thing I would say, like focusing on the no fantasy. And yes, although this community was specifically about moving to Italy, it really felt like it was me talking. And I don't know, it just got me thinking. And this is what we're going to reflect on in today's full pour. So I feel like this is the perfect segue into that section, because in life, what is the distinction between inspiration and plagiarism? It's an interesting one, because I think especially with the introduction of AI, a lot of those lines are blurred now. Whereas before it might have been easier to identify like what was genuine copycat behavior from somebody who has just been inspired by what you've done. And I guess for me as well, like I have a love-hate relationship with AI. I feel like AI is my co-worker. In fact, I'm using Claude a lot in this period to organize things, to repurpose my content, because it's just me, myself, and I that does everything. And so I have to become more efficient in the things that I do in order to produce the content that I do. So I use Claude in this way, but it always comes from my own ideas. It never comes from me just typing in, what should I talk about today, Claude? Like, you need to have your own input, right? And I do see a lot of AI slop on social media. You recognize the rhythms, the wording, the way people speak about things. And you also understand when somebody's genuinely speaking about their experiences and when somebody's just typed a very abstract comment into either ChatGPT or Claude and asked for, a script, basically. So I do love artificial intelligence for its assistance in helping you to be more efficient. But I don't love it for the way that people shortcut it and replace their creativity by using it. I feel like creativity and being original always stems from your very own experiences and the type of person that you are. You can never be a replica of somebody else, because essentially at some point you run out of steam. Now, this is not the first time I've encountered this kind of thing, especially with my YouTube channel. Back in the day, I make it seem like I've been on YouTube forever, but it has been 5 years this year. Back in the day, I had people doing very, very, very similar content to me. And lo and behold, they ran out of steam and they no longer post, or their account, is pretty dated. And so you have to look at that and think, if you are running with a genuine why and a genuine reason as to the things that you're doing in life, you're always going to have that fuel. But if your fuel is to be like another person, at some point you're going to run out of energy, because you can never be that other person, and you are always going to be 10 steps behind. I realize that you have to put yourself out there in life to do the things that you want to do. You can never let the fear of being copied by another person stop you from doing the things that you want to do. And it could be argued that I'm not the first person in my space to talk about life in Italy, living in Italy. In fact, I was inspired a lot by other creators to actually start this channel and start documenting my experiences. But my community was something that I genuinely leaned into my own personal experiences to create. The negativity that I'd faced in online so-called expat communities, the discussions that I would witness in them, it was something that I didn't want to create within my very own space. And so it came from a genuine need and a genuine place of inspiration based on my own experiences. But other people, perhaps, although they may lean into their experiences, also lean into the formats that other people use, into the structure that other people use. It's an interesting thing. And in a way, in the past, this kind of thing would have bothered me a lot. But now I look at it in the sense that I must be onto something good if people want to replicate what I do, even down to using the same platform. And I also think that essentially you have to realize that when people do this, you've just got to double down on what you do even more. And in a way, when I discovered this yesterday, it made me even more like, okay, how can I get 1% better, 1% better, 1% better, 1% better? There's more I can do. There's more I can do. And in a way, it inspired me to, kind of refine what I offer and make a few tweaks to make it better. So I feel like if you are in a situation in life where you know that somebody's copying you, and this is usually within like the work context, creator space, something like this, I don't think you should let it be something that eats you up, because essentially there is enough room for everyone. We all have our own different takes and perspectives, but also I feel like you should just lean more into the reason why you're doing what you do, and lean more into your reasoning and rationale behind everything that you put out there. And so this has been something that, although it was a bit of a low when I discovered it on Sunday, has turned into a bit of a high, because I realize that I've got a strong brand and I'm building a community with strong branding. And that is something that I can lean into. And I've got a strong reason behind why I do what I do. And like I say to all of my community members, your reasoning has to be strong. If you want to move to Italy, if you want to do anything in life, if you don't have a strong enough why, you're probably not going to follow through on the thing that you say that you want to do. And so my chin for you this week, I guess, leaning into my experiences of the past couple of days, I think that if you are in a situation in life where you feel that maybe people are trying to emulate you, copy you, do things very similar to how you do them, it's all in your perspective. You either look at that and you get annoyed by it, or you look at it and you go, wow, that's a compliment to me, first and foremost, because, if somebody thought it was worth doing, that's the reason they've decided to copy you. But also you need to look at that and go, how can I get better at what I do? Obviously people want to be like me. How can I be better at what I do? And I use me as in you, okay? This is not like a self-promotion exercise, but I just wanted to highlight this because it's very, very easy to allow other people and their behavior to impact the things that you do, but you've just got to focus on your path and in a way sometimes block out what other people are doing. Because also I was watching a video from Ali Abdaal. I do love Ali Abdaal's videos on YouTube, but he was talking about something and I cannot remember the name of the video, but it was like, sometimes you have to not watch too much what other people are doing, because inadvertently you end up copying aspects of what they're doing and you're not remaining true to yourself. So sometimes you do have to have your blinkers on and you do just have to focus on the thing that you're doing in life so that it remains true to you and that you aren't influenced and kind of copying aspects of what other people are doing. And so I think this is my key message for today. Just don't let what other people do distract you, deter you. use it as your very own fuel to keep doing what you're doing, to keep putting out what clearly works. Otherwise, people wouldn't want a slice of it. And to just lean into your why at all times. This is the key thing. Your why in life is the driving force for everything that you do, whether that is starting a business, moving to Italy, making a big life change. It all rests on your why. And if you don't have a why, I guarantee you're not going to last the course. Lean into your why, stay authentically true to you. We don't need more kind of AI generated slop that's super generic with no heart and soul. We need depth in everything that we do. And especially so in 2026, when people are becoming more attuned to what is AI generated and what is really genuinely written. And I think if you're able to do this, then I promise you, it won't even impact you what other people around you may do. I will see you in the next episode.